Some places on this planet just feel different. They hum with an energy you can't quite explain. Deep in the Russian steppes, far from the bustling cities of Moscow or St. Petersburg, lies one such place. It's a circular fortress of earth and stone called Arkaim. Local legends whisper that it's more than just an ancient settlement. They call it the Time Stone, or the Clock of the Gods. This isn't just a pile of old rocks, it's a mystery that stretches back thousands of years. What if I told you there's a place where the past and future might not be as solid as we think? A place where time itself seems to bend. This is the story of Arkaim, a puzzle that challenges everything we know about our ancient ancestors. Imagine a civilization thriving over 4,000 years ago that was as advanced as the builders of Stonehenge or the Egyptian pyramids. These weren't simple hunter-gatherers. They were astronomers, engineers, and metallurgists. They built a fortified city with two massive circular walls, a central square, and a complex system of streets and drains. But why did they build it in this specific, remote location? And why did they design it with such incredible precision, like a giant celestial clock laid out on the earth? The answers are not easy to find. In fact, the more we learn about Arkaim, the deeper the mystery gets. It's a place that asks more questions than it answers, pulling you into its orbit of secrets and speculation. The very existence of Arkaim was a secret for millennia, buried beneath the soil of the Ural Mountains. It was hidden from history, a silent testament to a lost culture. Then in the 20th century it was rediscovered, almost by accident. Since that day, it has become a magnet for scientists, mystics, and adventurers like me. People are drawn here by stories of strange phenomena, compasses spinning wildly, electronic devices failing without reason, and an unnerving feeling of being watched. Some even claim to have experienced impossible things, glimpses of the past, or moments where time itself seems to skip a beat. It's a place that feels alive, as if the stones themselves are holding on to ancient memories. So, what is the Time Stone of Arkaim? Is it an ancient astronomical observatory, a powerful energy vortex, or something else entirely? The Russian government has at times been very protective of this site, limiting access and keeping its findings close to the chest. This secrecy only fuels the fire of speculation. Some believe Arkaim holds a technology we can't yet comprehend, a device left behind by a forgotten people. As we peel back the layers of this ancient enigma, we're not just looking at the past. We're looking at a place that might just hold a key to understanding the very nature of time itself. Let's dig in. The story of Arkaim's modern discovery begins in the summer of 1987. A team of Soviet archaeologists was performing a routine survey. They were clearing the area for the construction of a new reservoir. The plan was simple: document anything of minor interest and then flood the valley. But two young archaeologists on the team, Gennady Zdanovich and Sergei Bodolov, noticed something strange in the landscape. They saw faint outlines of massive concentric circles on the ground. It wasn't natural. It was the footprint of something huge, something man-made. They knew instantly that they had stumbled onto something big. They had to act fast before it was lost forever underwater. Their superiors were skeptical. The official plan was to flood the valley, and bureaucracy is a powerful force. But Zdanovich was persistent. He campaigned tirelessly, arguing that this was a discovery of global importance. He managed to delay the flooding, giving his team a small window to excavate. What they uncovered was astonishing. It was a perfectly preserved Bronze Age city, older than Troy. The settlement was built with two circular walls like a donut. Inside, there were about 60 semi-dugout houses, complete with hearths, wells, and even a sophisticated drainage system to handle waste and rainwater. This was no primitive camp. It was a highly organized urban center from 4,000 years ago. The design of Arkaim is what truly sets it apart. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering. The city is aligned with incredible astronomical precision. Its layout marks 18 different celestial events, including solstices and equinoxes, with more accuracy than Stonehenge. It functioned as both a fortress and a massive observatory. At the very center of the city was a large open square. While most of the central area was unpaved, researchers found evidence of a mysterious central structure. Some early reports, now the stuff of legend, mentioned a single, unusual monolith at the heart of the circle. This stone was said to be different from the local rock, and some claimed it was covered in strange, star-like symbols. But here's where the story gets really strange. After building this incredible city, its inhabitants lived there for only about 200 years. Then, for reasons we still don't understand, they all packed up and left. But they didn't just abandon it. Before they departed, they set the entire city on fire in a massive, controlled blaze. It was a deliberate act. It's as if they were trying to erase it, or perhaps protect it, by burying it under a layer of burned earth and collapsed roofs. Why would a civilization spend so much effort to build a wonder like Arkaim, only to intentionally destroy it? It's one of the biggest questions surrounding this incredible site. Once Arkaim was excavated, the scientific anomalies started piling up. The people who lived here were incredibly advanced metallurgists. Archaeologists found evidence of furnaces and smelting pits that could reach temperatures far higher than what was thought possible for that era. They were crafting sophisticated bronze artifacts right there in the city. The materials themselves are also a puzzle. The clay used to fire their pottery was mixed with a strange crystalline substance, making it unusually strong. Where did they learn these techniques? It's as if they had a technological blueprint that their neighbors simply didn't possess. It's another piece of the puzzle that just doesn't fit the standard historical timeline. Then there are the astronomical alignments. Arkaim isn't just a general sun calendar. It's a complex and precise instrument. It tracks the rising and setting of the sun and moon at key moments of the year. Some researchers believe it could even be used to predict eclipses. To build something this accurate requires a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy, passed down through generations. How did a supposedly isolated Bronze Age culture in the middle of the steppes gain this knowledge? It's so advanced that some have even suggested the design wasn't developed here, but was brought from somewhere else, a legacy of an even older, forgotten civilization. Beyond the hard science, there are the eyewitness accounts. These stories are what give Arkaim its reputation as a place of high strangeness.
Visitors and researchers have reported a wide range of bizarre experiences.
Compasses go haywire, spinning uselessly. Cameras and other electronic equipment suddenly die, their batteries drained in an instant, only to work perfectly once they leave the site.
Many people talk about a strange feeling of disorientation or a palpable energy in the air, especially near the center of the ruins. Some have even reported hearing whispers or seeing shadowy figures moving along the ancient walls at dusk. It's a place that seems to play tricks on your senses.
Perhaps the most unsettling phenomena are the reports of time slips. These are moments where people claim to have experienced a break in reality. Some describe seeing the ancient city as it once was, a bustling fortress filled with people in strange clothing. Others report losing track of time, feeling like hours have passed in what seemed like only a few minutes. These aren't just campfire tales. Some sober-minded researchers have admitted to experiencing inexplicable moments of temporal distortion. Is it a trick of the mind brought on by the site's powerful atmosphere? Or is Arkaim truly a time stone, a place where the barrier between now and then is dangerously thin? Of all the strange stories to come out of Arkaim, one of the most chilling is the account of the missing student. The story circulates among local guides and paranormal investigators, and it serves as a cautionary tale for anyone who doesn't respect the site's power. It reportedly happened in the early 2000s.
A group of us university students from a nearby city was visiting Arkaim on a field trip. We were studying archaeology and were excited to see the famous ruins up close. One evening, as the sun began to set, a young man named Alexei decided to venture off from the group. He wanted to spend some time alone at the center of the circle, where the mysterious monolith was once said to stand. We warned him not to go.
Local legends are very clear. You should never be inside the circles after dark. The place has a different energy at night, a heavier and more unpredictable one. But Alexei, being a bold and curious student, laughed it off. He told his friends he would be back at their campsite in an hour. He walked toward the center of Arkaim, and his friends watched him disappear into the deepening shadows of the ancient walls.
An hour passed, and he didn't return. Then 2 hours. We started calling his name, our voices echoing across the silent steppe. There was no answer. We searched all night with flashlights, but it was as if Alexei had vanished into thin air.
The authorities were called, and a formal search began the next day. They combed every inch of the site and the surrounding landscape. They used search dogs and teams of volunteers, but they found nothing. No footprints leading away from the center, no signs of a struggle, no trace of the missing student. It was a complete mystery. Days turned into a week, and the official search was eventually called off. Alexei was declared a missing person, another victim claimed by the vast empty wilderness of the Urals.
His friends and family were devastated, left with no answers and a story that seemed too strange to be true. Was he taken by someone, or did something else happen?
Then exactly 1 week after he disappeared, something incredible happened. As his friends were packing up their camp, preparing to leave with heavy hearts, they saw a figure stumbling towards them from the direction of the ruins. It was Alexei. He was disoriented, dehydrated, and confused, but otherwise unharmed. He looked as if only a few hours had passed.
When we asked him where he had been, his story was baffling. He said he had walked to the center of the circle and stood there for what felt like 10 or 15 minutes, watching the stars appear. Then he turned around and walked back. To him, no time had passed at all. He had no memory of the entire week he was gone.
The enigma of Arkaim has, unsurprisingly, attracted a lot of official attention. For years, access to the site was heavily restricted, far more than a typical archaeological dig. This has led to widespread theories of a government cover-up. Whispers of leaked documents and anonymous sources claim that the Russian government knows far more about Arkaim than it lets on.
These theories suggest that the initial archaeological survey was just a cover story. The real interest, they say, came from a secretive branch of the military or a paranormal research division, similar to the United States' alleged Stargate project. They weren't just digging for pottery, they were investigating a source of anomalous energy. What could they be hiding?
The theories are wild. Some believe that the central monolith, which is now conspicuously absent from the site, was not just a stone. They claim it was a piece of ancient technology, a device that could manipulate energy fields or even warp space-time. According to these fringe narratives, the monolith was carefully removed by military scientists and taken to a secure underground lab for study.
The official explanation is that there never was a single large monolith, but rather just a central paved area. But local stories and early unconfirmed reports keep the legend alive, fueling the idea that the true heart of Arkaim has been hidden from the world.
Then there are the beliefs of the mystics and esoteric groups who now flock to Arkaim. They see the site not as a ruin, but as a living temple. Many believe it is a powerful energy center, one of Earth's chakras, where spiritual energy flows freely.
They perform rituals within the circles, trying to connect with the wisdom of the ancient builders or harness the site's purported healing powers. Some claim the original builders weren't just humans. They were the Asuras, or Aryans of ancient legends, godlike beings who descended from the sky. In their view, Arkaim is a relic they left behind, a tool for spiritual enlightenment, or even a gateway to other dimensions.
So what are we left with? A 4,000-year-old city of impossible precision, scientific anomalies that defy easy explanation, a steady stream of credible reports about strange phenomena, and a government that seems unusually interested in keeping a tight lid on it all. Whether you believe in ancient aliens, lost technology, or powerful Earth energies, it's clear that Arkaim is not just another ancient ruin. It is a place that challenges us to think outside the box, to question the neat and tidy version of history we've been taught. The final question, then, is one I leave to you. What do you believe the Time Stone of Arkaim truly is? An observatory, a fortress, a gateway, or something we don't have a name for yet? The stones are silent, but the mystery is louder than ever.